So we're on our third hike of the week, and we are starting at the base of an abandoned ski resort that was called Vallecito Montana Vallecitos. And it starts, I'm huffing and puffing because we're at altitude now, and we're probably near 8,800 feet. And so I'm just going to come around. You'll in fact kind of see a little hut that was probably used for the chairlift for the lifty to sit in there, and kind of move down. And there's a quebrada, like a gully that follows the river. Coming around here, you'll see kind of some peaks. And then you can see we're going to be kind of following straight up there through the river valley, through the quebrada, and be turning a left. And I think we'll be reaching a peak in around 9,200. And so here's the guys. They're actually walking kind of in a controlled slow pace to kind of keep a little bit of energy going. And you'll see that along here we have interesting yellowish rocks, and that basically is sulfur. And as we get a little bit closer, we'll be able to kind of smell the sulfur. And keep on spanning. You'll see, keep on panning here. What we'll see is kind of, you see where it's clear and there's no rocks and there's a bit of snow and that kind of in the middle of the screen. You'll see, in fact, just the remnants of a chairlift that remains. And we're kind of coming around. Alrighty, that's for now. We're still climbing up slowly, kind of going through this big mass of rocks. Kind of the ground underneath us is a little spongy, but you can actually feel it's frozen underneath. And again, we're following this quebrada. There's a little creek running through. There's Hugo Dos in the back of the line here, and then we have Roger and David and Luis and Alejandro. We're just kind of following down the valley. There's a rock in somewhat of a precarious position. And coming around again, you see there's been lots of rock slides coming up, and a little bit of snow here and there. And again, as I kind of go up here, you'll see that there's a little bit of sulfur on the edges of the rocks, a little bit of snow. So anyways, still walking up the quebrada, following the river, and we're just having like some fruit, taking some photos. Kind of in the background, you can kind of see the mountain that we climbed yesterday that's called Cerro Mano. And we just follow a little bit from that mountain from the right to the left. The first sawtooth is where we took the photos yesterday. Anyways, coming along, following the river. Here's Alejandro, great guy. And going up, you can see we're starting to reach more permanent snow. Some of us are getting a headache now. I think we've just reached 3,000 meters, just a little slight headache. So we're now at 3,180 meters, and we're slowly working our way up through this fairly large rock slide. I'll show you in a minute. In fact, we had kind of a difficulty because there was a lot of scree and we're slipping a lot. So anyways, just kind of watch through the peaks. Here's the slide that goes all the way down, fall all the way down. And you see there was just a bit more snow here and there. And then again, Cerro Mano, and across. And I believe Alejandro is taking us up somewhere there. Just crossing the creek now. We're going to be heading up. And if we just kind of look way up here, that's all scree. That would be absolutely treacherous to climb up. The clouds are kind of coming in. So what we're finding is that we're switching between taking our tops off, these tops off, and putting them back on again. As soon as we're back in the shade, we get cold. 3,250 meters, and if you see in the distance, you can still see Cerro Mano. It's that little sawtooth bit on the distant mountain, and you can see we're kind of on a bit of a plateau. If you look down a bit further, you'll see there's like on the left there's an orange tent and a couple of tents there. There's like a red and a green one, and this is a base camp for a 7-day climb up a mountain, which I'll be panning to. It's really windy now, I'm sure you hear it. And coming around, and you can't see the peak now, but right through all that cloud mass is where El Plata is. No, El Plato. Okay, and there's that tremendous scree. There's Dave setting up. Dave is setting up for lunch. Alejandro and Hugh are chatting. Oh, Luis is doing, we're doing a mirror type photograph here. And Senor San Pedro, are you hungry?
Sí, señor.
Sí. Okay, here we go. And here we go for the complete turnaround. Walk past the that base camp, and we're walking down a fairly pleasant plateau, and most of the noise is caused by this nice creek. And again, the back of this cloud really far away is that El Plato peak we come across. And here's the boys. And we're going to be heading down that way, and you'll see the roads are pretty windy. That's the switchback roads to the bottom of the ski resort. And again, El Cerro. Here the boys are coming down. It's a bit warmer now. It's way easier as we're coming down. And here we're just starting to see the old ski resort. And if you recall at the beginning of the hike, we had that little red building. I think it's called a refugio. And coming down to the resort. Adelante. I'm still recording you guys, so like I don't want to blank out any.
Well, I hope you got that.
No, I actually didn't hear it.
It's a good thing.
Yes. This is going to go viral on YouTube.
No, I don't think so. See the old man part, you can see it all the time.
Okay, so we've just reached the bottom now, so you can kind of see these switchback roads that take us all the way to the bottom. And I have Alejandro and David there. There's Luis in the background. Roger's taking a picture of what's behind, which I'll show you in a moment. And all these power lines are everything to power the ski resort and the lifts themselves. And here's Hugh coming up. So we just kind of came down that little section there. And as you can see with the ski resort, you can see kind of the power lines and the pylons for the lifts, and then you can kind of see what remains of the resort itself. And down there is a horse that seems to be parked for some reason. Then you can see an old snowcat, and there we see two cars parked side by side. Ours is the one on the left. Anyways, we're done.